Welcome, everyone, to A Dose with Dr. J. I have a lot of important facts to share with you today, so I'm going to jump right into it. I'd like to begin today's segment by sharing a montage of photos of a few iconic people that include famous artists, politicians, athletes, actresses, head coaches, a Supreme Court justice, an influencer, and a superhero. Well, what makes me speak of them collectively? And why now? Well, all of these people have definitely made their marks in their careers and will always be remembered for their contributions to our society. What I want to call your attention to today is the fact that they have all been diagnosed at some point in their lives with colorectal cancer. Some were diagnosed early and were cured and continue to live their lives. Others didn't fare as well because their cancers was detected at a more advanced stage. March is Colon Cancer Awareness Month. Colorectal cancer, you can prevent it. It can be cured. We just got to know what to do. It is the third most common cancer in the United States. It affects men and women almost equally. We diagnose about 150,000 new cases every single year. Unfortunately, we are losing about 50,000 lives every year due to colon cancer. If we look at the date 1990, why is that important? It's important because 1 in 5 people diagnosed with colon cancer are under the age of 50. Think of Chadwick Boseman, who was diagnosed at the young age of 39 years old. 60% of all people younger than age 55 who have been diagnosed with colorectal cancer are diagnosed at a later stage. The recommendation is to begin screening all adults at age 45. But some societies have ventured out to say that we, as African Americans, should begin our screening even earlier at the age of 40. Early detection is the key. In early stages, colorectal cancer has a 5-year survival rate of over 90%, but only 1 in 4 colon cancers are found early. Unfortunately, 1 in 3 people in the United States who should be screened for colon cancer never do. Maybe they don't know that routine testing could save their lives because colon cancer is curable. Maybe they think it will cost too much. It's covered by Medicare and Medicaid and most health insurances. Lastly, maybe they don't understand how to get their colon cancer screening done. And that is why I'm here to talk to you today. Colon cancer screening can be done easily in either a 1-step or 2-step process. The 1-step process is the colonoscopy. It shows direct visualization of the entire colon, which is important. It allows the doctor to be able to remove all precancerous lesions at the time of the study. The second way that it can be done is a 2-step process. So you can either do it via stool or direct visualization. The difference is that if there's anything abnormal in either stool or flexible sigmoidoscopy or the virtual CT colonoscopy, then you must revert to a traditional colonoscopy, and that's why they call it the 2-step process. So there are direct visualization, as I mentioned, and indirect visualization tests. Indirect visualization tests include the stool, so they either detect blood or DNA fragments that help doctors determine if there's an early colon cancer present. That test will either be repeated every 1 to 3 years. The next is the flexible sigmoidoscopy. It takes a direct look at the latter 1/3 portions of your colon. And that's pretty significant because that is the most common place where you will find colon cancer. The problem with that test is if you have a colon cancer higher up in the colon, that this test will not be able to detect it. This test should be repeated every 5 years, and it can be repeated every 10 years if you use it with a stool test. The next is the gold standard of all colorectal cancer screening. That is your colonoscopy. It does involve a night before prep, which no one likes, but it's very necessary. But the best part about it is if the doctor sees any precancerous lesions or polyps, they can remove it right then and there. It will require anesthesia, and you will need to have someone to bring you home after the test. That test, if it is normal, is repeated every 10 years and at shorter intervals if there are any precancerous lesions. The last test is the virtual colonoscopy, or the CT colonography. That is a CT scan, which is traditional CT scan. There still involves the night before prep, but there's no anesthesia, therefore no need to have someone come with you to drive you home. That test will allow you to have a direct visualization, but must be repeated every 5 years. Again, thanks so much for your attention, and I will leave you today with a dose. If you are 45 years and older, this message is for you. Over time, if undetected, colorectal cancer can become a killer. But screening tests can find it early, and that's when treatment is most effective. Even better, this is one cancer that you can prevent. Following regular screening recommendations can help find precancerous polyps that can be removed before they turn into a cancer. So let's stop this disease. Do the right thing to get the best outcomes. Get screened for colorectal cancer. Medicare and most insurances will help to pay for the screenings. This message is brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the CDC, and of course, me, your very own Dr. J. As always, stay healthy, stay safe, and of course, stay blessed. Bye-bye.